he was going, oh no, I can't watch this again. Big black eye. He said, I can't watch this again, I can't watch this. He said, I want to, he told him, he said, unhook me. He hadn't been in treatment 30 minutes. And he said, get me off of this machine, I've got to get out of here. I can't watch it, I can't watch it. And the nurse jumped on me, and she didn't stop. She didn't stop till the paramedics pick up the car. And the doctor said that's exactly what saved me. That if I'd have been with Wallace in the car, it would have been no warning, no pain, no nothing, just killed over. And I told her that I saw no light. I didn't move towards the light.
When you turned to go.
How bummer. If I'm going to go, why? I should get to see or something. Have a story when I came back. Ruby, you were going, did you see anything? Did you see? I didn't see Jesus. I didn't see a light. I didn't see nothing but y'all when I woke up. And I couldn't figure how that happened. Unless, in the beginning, I think I thought I was at home and I was in bed. And they had come in to wake me up. It's the only thing I could figure, you know. It wasn't that, but it was touch and go. And the doctor is still stunned today. Number one, he was stunned that he put me in ice.
Well, you know what? Maybe they'll do that more often now.
Well, the odds of a dialysis patient who, I mean, really, let's face it, your blood is run outside of your body and back in and recycled. The odds, most everybody has a heart condition. With the kidneys failing like they are, I mean, that's just something that you have to do. And it's just a kind of given with it. And they don't do this for dialysis patients. Most of them are older, most of them, and they don't usually do that because you would live on a ventilator. And he asked me why I never signed a living will. I've been asked that every time I go in the hospital. But I only didn't sign it because I thought, because Wallace and I had discussed it. And I said, don't ever bring me back if I'm going to be on a ventilator. Well, I was on a ventilator when they brought me back. But Wallace said, I just thought, I know what Kathy's told me, but I'm not doing it. I'm going to tell them to put her on a ventilator and then later, And so I don't know anything about me being on a ventilator. Y'all, they said I was the worst patient. Ruby said,
you ripped it out.
There was a little hole, and I'm tied down.
Oh, that would make me so mad.
Well, and I wasn't even aware. It's the only way I did it. Apparently, though, I didn't think I was aware, but I must have been aware. Because Ruby said, as I waited for the nurse to take a break and wiggled down, you could see me on the film, just doing this. Out of my mind. Didn't know the first thing. She reached down there, and I found some little hole and got out. And this intubator tube was inflated, so it can't just come out. I took it out. Inflated.
You didn't feel it though, right?
Well, not that I know of, but I didn't know anything about doing it. But it could have strangled me to death or ripped and bled so much in here.
He was watching over you.
Well, from even my insanity.
Yeah.
Because that's what, it would be different. That's exactly what I would do if I were in my right mind. I would be concocting some kind of way to get it out. Have you ever seen anyone on a ventilator?
No, I think my mom trying to pull tubes out one time when she was in.
Well, Jean had open heart surgery, or triple bypass. And I never was afraid. I didn't give it a second thought. But Keith and them, I was going back to Keith's house about midnight. I was staying with Keith and them while Jean was in the hospital. And they brought me in to see him before I left. And it looked like a science fiction movie. There were tubes about like this big, it looked like, running all of his blood outside of his body. And he looked like halos, just halos, and you could see it all running. He was white. And he frantically wrote me a note. I saved it. Nobody could interpret it. And he didn't have any memory of doing it. But he was wanting me to get him out. I know what he was doing because he couldn't talk. And he knew he couldn't talk. So he made me get a notepad and he wrote something on it. But that's the only person I'd ever seen like that before. And I knew that I did never want to be on events. Gene would lay there, and I'd take a breath, but his machine didn't take a breath. It was a longer spaced breathing than I did. And then I got to where I was holding my breath to breathe like that machine breathes, and I was about to burst at the lungs by the time he got a breath. I was so desperate for air. And I thought, I would never make it. I'm too claustrophobic. No way I'd ever make that. And it did. I thought, God, that's just crazy. And then to be there with that. So that was a really scary. And then after all that stuff went down, I got home on a Monday, and Thursday or Friday, Lynn and John were here. Wallace was here too. And we took my sugar level in the morning. It was like,
Well, hello. I searched and searched my closet, but I didn't have a T-shirt as cute as that. So I just had to pull that one out.
You gave it up. You gave it up.
Now, you have been here this long and you didn't clean this house like that? You know what, I got to be brand new. I said, I like it. You didn't have a clue it was dirty or messy? But it was good. No, did y'all see Aunt Cooter's picture? And she said, what do you look out like? Are you videoing?
Yes.
Wow, that's a video of it.
Oh, God.
You must not have anything better to do. Yeah, Aunt Cooter was pointing to herself, and do you know what Sharon Lee said? Sharon Lee said, was it Sharon? Yeah, it said Aunt Cooter's looking like, maybe it was Tanya. It was Tanya. Aunt Cooter's looking like, what, you gonna take my picture? Oh, bless your heart. Does that sound just like her? Does it sound just like her? I'm hungry. They finally came from the store or something. Said, y'all ready to go eat? Yeah, I'm hungry. I cannot believe how good Aunt Cooter looked.
Aunt Cooter looked great.
She talked about everybody calling her here positive. She can't hear, so she don't talk.
Right, she does.
And she says her words. She talks good. And she talks slower, but she talks really, really good. She talks slower. Yeah, she said her hearing. Matthew, one ear is really, really bad because I guess her left.
Right.
She couldn't hear, but if you move her face and talk like on the other side.
Girl, I would love to see. And she, I mean, her face, we haven't seen her in so long.
I told her, I said,
Nothing really.
she looks older than you.
Oh, she looks great.
She looks great.
She looks great.
You love her hair short.
And we need to serve. We need to serve. Of course, we're not on the road trip, but we need to serve.
You should have,